All right. Who rolled out of bed this morning and immediately chose chaos? That would be me, because it's barely lunchtime and the petty is already trying to clock in early. If you've made it to noon without cussing somebody clean out in your head, congratulations. You're stronger than me. But if this foolishness found you anyway, baby, welcome home. This is Monday, Petty Monday, and we're about to take today's nonsense, shake it out, and laugh our way through it, B style. Baby, 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 let me tell you right now, that is a heck of a hook. All right, honeybees. Now that we've loosened up the petty glands and declared it officially Monday, Petty Monday, let me go on and welcome y'all properly. I am B, your host, your narrator, your petty translator, and the only woman in Texas who can make bless your heart sound like both a threat and a hug. Now, depending on how much sleep you've had, we'll see when it comes to it, right? Okay, so if you're new here, let me let you go on and set your expectations real clear. We don't fix anybody's life on this show. We just talk about it, okay? Yeah. And if you're returning, well, bless you for coming back, even after the emotional roller coaster that, I put you on last week. But if you are returning, bless you anyway. I appreciate loyalty. I reward loyalty with more stuff. And I also fully understand chaos. So you're in the right place either way. Now, listen, Monday's already come with a natural level of foolishness, right? People forget how to drive. Bosses forget they hired adults. Kids forget every rule you ever taught them. And somebody, just somebody out there always decides today's the day they're going to test your Jesus. Not all of him, just enough to make you tap the brakes and pray for patience. So here's how we're doing it today. We're taking all the nonsense that slid across your plate. Okay. Here, let me put that out. And we're turning it into entertainment. Okay. Not trauma, y'all, not stress, it's entertainment. That's what we do here with just enough seasoning to make you feel better about your own life choices. Let me tell you, Petty Monday is not about revenge. No, not here. Petty Monday is about relief. Okay. It's about the moment when you realize, oh, thank God it's not just me out here dealing with lunatics. It's not, honey. It's not just you. Because here in this hive, we laugh, we learn, we recover, and we live a little lighter than we came in, right? Leave a little. I can't talk today. Here we go. Little new format, not much different, but still nerve-wracking nonetheless. Anyway, at least you'll have a story to tell someone later about that wild Texas lady who hosts the show with more attitude than a rooster that thinks he owns the yard. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. Now that we've warmed up, let's take this petty journey officially where it always begins, at the altar of Southern sympathy. How's that feel? Yeah. We're going to start with petty tale because I have a few of those, and I just thought I'd like to share. All right. Now, before we wrap this circus of chaos to that we're calling Monday, Petty Monday, it's time to slide into one of my favorite parts of this show now. Petty tales. Yes, sir. We're doing petty tales. Okay. It's time. We're doing it. This is where life hands us one of those stories that isn't tragic. It isn't mutter, I guess. Now, I know you're I think it's one of those, "Yeah, I know you're lying" kind of moments, okay? That's a good way to put it. Because we all have those moments, those tiny little explosions of foolishness that don't require a whole gravel road segment, okay? But absolutely deserve to be talked about with the lights on. Listen, petty tales is where the small stuff shows its whole behind, right? The kind of stories where you say, this shouldn't even matter. But I'm about to talk about it for 12 minutes at least. Okay, the kind where you just want to laugh when you frown, when you wonder how people function with this level of nonsense swirling around their daily lives. It's the category for the petty that sneaks up on you, not the dramatic breakup, right? Not the family feud, but that everyday foolishness that just makes you stare into the distance like you're on an episode of, I don't know, The Office. Today's petty tale. Oh, baby. Let me tell you. This one is masterpiece of tiny, irritating chaos. One of those situations where nobody technically did anything wrong, but you still walked away feeling like somebody needed a timeout. Maybe a dictionary or a therapist, and definitely a hobby. Yeah. The kind of story that reminds you God really does have a sense of humor. He does. I'm telling you, because he keeps putting these people directly in your path like it's some kind of cosmic sitcom. You know it's true. So, okay, gather up your sanity, sit up straight, and prepare your spirit because this petty tale right here, it's a whole experience. I'm telling you. So, all right, y'all. Gather close because I've got a fresh petty tale that still has my left eye twitching a bit. Yeah, you can't tell. Seriously. This happened just the other day. Swear to God. And I swear I am not exaggerating when I tell you the spirit of foolishness tried me in public, okay? Like openly, boldly, with full chest. Okay, so picture this. I'm at the grocery store, minding my own blessed business, trying to get in and out because I had exactly two things on my list: bread and one of those sad little rotisserie chickens. It's just me and Ozzy. They keep under that yellow light for days. That's true, but still, they're good. Easy mission, 45-second trip. Should have been peaceful. Should have. No, because life said, let's entertain ourselves today. Mhm. I walk up to the express lane, the one that says in clear, bold, kindergarten level English, 15 items or less, right? Mm-mm. It's not a riddle, honey. It's not a puzzle. It's not a suggestion. It's a rule, right? And standing there in front of me is a man whose shopping cart looks like the world is ending in 15 minutes. I'm talking so full, the wheels were screaming at everybody. Get out of the way. Bread, soda, canned goods, toilet paper, laundry detergent, 3 frozen pizzas, okay, a family-sized bag of cat food, and a watermelon the size of a toddler. And something, I don't know, it's kind of leafy in the bottom of that. It could have been a fern. I don't know. I counted. Don't judge me. I counted 43 items. I counted like I was being paid per number. Okay. That's an Instacart mind. I can't help it. Look, the cashier looks at him politely, sweetly, like she rehearsed it a billion times and says, Sir, this lane is for 15 items or less. And this man looks at her, looks deep into her soul and says, It's okay. They're all small. Yeah. Baby, the ham in his cart was not small, okay? That ham had its own gravitational pull, okay? It was Thanksgiving. That ham had a social security number and opinions. Then, okay, then he turns around, looks at me dead in the face, and says, "You look patient." Now listen, I need y'all to understand something about me. There are a lot of things that I am not patient about. Okay? I'll admit it right here on live. I'll admit it. I've never been patient about grocery stores. I hate shopping. I hate it. I don't like it, especially if it's for me. I just don't do it. I don't. Not in my life. Okay? My spirit moves like it's double parked. I am the opposite of patient. I am whatever the negative of patience is, okay? Impatient squared. And the fact that he assumed, okay, I felt every ancestor rise up in unison, okay? But I kept it cute. I kept it calm. I stood there breathing like I was doing Lamaze because the only other option was picking up the watermelon and rolling it into traffic. I'm not that bad, y'all. So the cashier starts scanning one by one, and he's tapping his foot like she's inconveniencing him. He's sighing. He's groaning. He's acting like he didn't bring half the store up to the express lane like a man who failed math twice, okay? Finally, he leans towards me again and says, "See, it's not that bad." Oh, baby, baby, baby. In the moment, okay, in that very moment, I understood why saints carry prayer cloths. Amen. Because I almost met Jesus, and not because I died, because I was about to commit a crime. Woosah, I know. Okay, when he finally rolled that battlefield of a cart away, the cashier and I just made eye contact like two survivors, two warriors. Look, sis, I'm with you all the way. Two souls who made it out of something traumatic together. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is today's petty tale. Yeah, I didn't fight. I didn't shout. I didn't even throw produce, okay? I absolutely stood there praying for strength and forgiveness and second express lane. Yeah, didn't get any of it. That's okay, though. I'll pray for it again tomorrow. All right, now. We're going to do things a little different, but this is going to be fun. Hi, Poetic. How you doing, honey? All right, now. Okay, here. Gotta have my liquid courage here. Dr. Pepper. Shh, don't tell. All right. Hi, baby girl. I'm so excited for you to be on the Ladies' Diary. I'm really happy. You may be the only one, but you know what? That's okay because me and you and Davina can have a long talk. And that's okay too. I did have a couple of others that kind of backed out at the last moment, but I've sent some other emails out. So it may just be us. Hello, Isabella. Nice to meet you. Glad you're here. Hi, Big Jack. Pardon me. All right. So gather around, my little honeybees, because you know what? It's time for that sacred Southern ritual we all know. Love and occasionally weaponize the bless your heart segment. Yes. Now, you know how this works. Somebody out there, a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, a cousin who ain't been right since, 2012 at least, has done something so baffling, so spectacularly questionable that the only appropriate response is to pat them on the shoulder, tilt your head just a little and say, "Well, bless your heart." And if you're not from the South, let me translate. That phrase covers everything from Oh, sweet baby, you're trying your best. All the way over to Lord help us, this one ain't gonna make it through the season. It's emotional duct tape. That's what it is. It holds the situations together until you get the whole story. It does. And today's letter, well, when I tell y'all somebody out there woke up and chose confusion, baby girl, baby boy, this one walked straight into the Petty Monday Hall of Fame with a name badge. So go ahead, grab some sweet tea, adjust your spirit, and get ready because it's time to bless somebody's whole entire heart. All righty. Are you ready? This is going to be a little different. Try this one on. Dear B, girl, I need help before I end up on the evening news for something I technically didn't mean to do. Listen, my neighbor, let's call her Petty Patty. Okay? So Petty Patty has decided that her life mission is to monitor my business. Like she getting paid hourly by the HOA of hell. Look, B, this woman is the Joe Goldberg of neighborhood noises. I can't sneeze without her materializing like, bless you. Also, your trash can, it's about an inch too far away from the curb. Ma'am, do you work for the city or do you just take joy? Last Tuesday, I'm bringing in my groceries, juggling bags like a circus clown on probation, and she comes over to say, I kid you not, B. You know, bananas grow brown faster when you carry them at that angle. B, what angle is she talking about? Am I supposed to hire a banana valet? Oh my God. Then Friday. My dog got outside for like 2 seconds because someone, me, may or may not have tripped over my own foot. Okay. Instead of helping this woman, she screams from across the lawn like she's calling cattle home. You know, if you trained him properly. B, my soul left my body. Baby girl, mine did too. It floated above the neighborhood. It considered starting a new life in Idaho. But the final straw, Saturday morning, 7:02 a.m. This woman knocked on my door, not with her hand. No. With a clipboard. Okay, a whole clipboard. Like she's running the census on my patients. She says, I've noticed your porch light bulb is a cooler tone than the rest of the street. It's throwing off the aesthetic. B. I almost yeeted her off my porch like expired leftovers. So please, tell me, am I being petty? Or is she begging to get her heart blessed on the loudest setting possible? Signed, one more knock away from losing my salvation. My goodness. Well now. All right, baby. Let's slow this down and walk through this circus together because when I read your letter or listened to it, I suppose, the first thing I said out loud to nobody was, well, she's one of those, you know exactly who I mean. The people who will spark the whole fire, toss the gasoline on it, roast a marshmallow over the flame, then look at you dead in your soul and ask you why you brought the heat. She didn't just deny, what she did. She tried to rearrange the timeline like she was submitting an edited version, to Netflix. That kind of audacity doesn't come standard, right? That aftermarket delusion. Yeah. And the worst part is she delivered it with the confidence of someone who has successfully gaslit enough people in her life. Oh my goodness. She thought you just nod along like a background extra. Bless her little heart. She really thought she could play you like that. Now, let's talk about the part that actually sent me over the edge. Her saying you overreacted. The moment someone pulls that line, um, what they're saying is you're feeling inconvenienced me. Please turn them off. It's emotional laziness wrapped up in fake calmness. Folks like that, they can't handle discomfort. Okay. So instead of owning their part, they slap a label on your reaction and try to make you feel unstable. Meanwhile, she's the one rewriting history like she's prepping for finals. She minimized the situation because she couldn't control it, right? People who can't control a moment always try to control the narrative about the moment. So that's why suddenly she's the wounded dove fluttering around telling everyone how mean you are. And of course, she left out what she did. Villains never include their own scenes. All right. They not when they can tell the story. But the public retelling, that right there was not a recap. That was a full-blown community theater audition. She didn't just twist the truth. She spiraled, permed it. She shellacked it and sent it out in a group text with emojis. Okay, come on. That wasn't communication. That was PR. When someone recasts themselves as the victim that fast, it means they're practiced, you know? Um, yeah, she's been doing this for so long. She probably has a script saved in her notes. It's probably titled Why I'm Never Wrong, Draft 87, right? And let's not pretend she told the story quietly. People like that always perform loud enough to make sure the audience hears the version that protects them. Because the truth would make her look like she was the one who lit the match and tried to hide the lighter under your chair. Pardon me. So here's the real kicker. Okay. She reacted this way because you disrupted her ecosystem. She is used to people shrugging, tolerating the foolishness, letting her skate by on a combination of charm and selective amnesia. But you didn't play along. You didn't nod. You didn't coddle her. You didn't let the petty slide just to keep the peace. And because you didn't give her the scripted reaction she expected, she threw a tantrum dressed as confusion, right? These folks don't melt down because they're hard to deal with. They melt down because you stopped being easy to manipulate. Okay. You didn't lose your cool. You popped her illusion like a bubble. You just popped it. They hate that. So let me say this plain, baby girl, because you were not wrong. You were not too sensitive. You were not making a scene. You were not obligated to keep her comfortable while she was being shady. You are allowed, however, to name what happened. You're allowed to have feelings about it, and you are allowed to say, actually, that's not how it went. People who attack your reaction instead of addressing their behavior, they're just telling on themselves loudly, proudly, and with footnotes, right? They don't want resolution. They want control. And the fact that you stepped out of the role she assigned you is the reason the whole situation spiraled. Okay. You know what? That's the beauty of petty justice. Not petty as in cruel, petty as in correct, petty as in I see what you did and I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen. Petty as in I'm not carrying your nonsense so you can feel better about your choices. And then there's power in that, okay? There's freedom in that. Petty is a part of life, y'all. And honestly, The best part is that by simply telling the truth, you gave her the one thing she cannot handle, a reflection. And baby girl, she hated what she saw. Okay. She hated that. Now, goodness, that's pretty crazy stuff. All right, honeybees. Before we tiptoe any further into the petty woods, let's shift gears just a tad, because you know what happens every Monday on this show. Somebody out there has managed to take their entire life, throw it on a gravel road of bad decisions, right? Oh, I'm behind. Yep. So, um, then they act surprised that they're scraping a knee, right? And listen, this next letter, I read it twice just to decide if it was petty, pitiful, or prophecy. Because for some folks, y'all, the universe whispers gentle lessons, okay? But for this writer, the universe has been yelling through a megaphone like a Walmart greeter on Black Friday, okay? And they're still wandering around confused, holding the wrong receipt. Listen, the gravel road segment is the space where we stop judging the foolishness from a distance and we get up close with it. You know, boots in, dust flying, hands on hips, because some choices don't just go wrong. Some choices roll downhill, dent the guardrail, take out a mailbox on the way. And I swear, on every jar of Texas honey I own, this writer didn't just hit the gravel, they set up a picnic on it. And yes, that's me reading the letter, obviously, but you know what? I talk a lot on here. I need a little break. So I thought that would work. And I can be comedic sometimes. So let's be honest about this first, okay? This isn't the cute kind of petty. It isn't the giggle behind your hands kind of petty, okay? This is the type of story where I have to pause, blink twice, and remind myself that humans really do operate like this in real life. It's the kind of situation where you stop and ask, Lord, is this a test? Seriously. Because if it is, he didn't give me the study guide. And trust me, you're about to hear it and wonder the same thing. So y'all take a breath. We're going to do another video. Sip something, stretch your shoulders, because we're about to walk barefoot down a long dusty road of somebody else's chaos. And it's one of those letters that makes you grateful for every bad decision you didn't make. And you know what? Welcome to the gravel road. This is where we kick rocks, we talk the truth, and we figure out how in the world this person managed to get themselves here. Here you go.
Dear AskABee, Lord help me, because I think I finally met the man God warned me about. I've been dating this fella for about 8 months now. 8 long migraine-filled patience testing, Jesus, take the wheel months. It started out cute, okay? He opened doors. He paid for dinner. He even talked about building a future. Ma'am, that future turned out to be him living in my apartment, using my Netflix, eating my snacks, and I didn't even get to taste those yet. This man will open a bag of chips like he's cracking a safe and inhale the whole thing before I can even blink. Now, here's where the gravel starts. He refuses to get a job unless it's his dream job, which apparently includes flexible hours, creative freedom, and no mandatory attendance. So, unemployment. He says he's an entrepreneur, but the only thing he started on is stress. The only thing he's invested in is my pantry, and the only thing he's built is a permanent groove on my couch cushion. Last week, he asked to borrow my car to run a quick errand. 3 hours later, he returned with no gas, a mystery dent, and a receipt from Taco Bell that did not include anything for me, y'all. Not even a cinnamon twist. Tragedy. I asked him what happened to the gas, and he says, "Baby, the car didn't come with a full tank." Sir, you used it all the day. Then he had the nerve, the absolute Olympic level gall to say I should be grateful he came back at all. B, I swear on every bottle of sweet tea in Texas, I almost called the police and reported my car on stolen. Just stolen. Just so someone would, with authority, could come get him out of it. Yeah, I told him, we need space. He said if I kicked him out, he'd emotionally shut down. Girl, he's been emotionally shut down since before I met him, okay? The lights are on, but the power's disconnected. You feel me? So here I am, embarrassed, confused, and dangerously close to throwing his Xbox out the window. Am I being too harsh? Is that petty? Or is this man truly living on a gravel road paved with delusion and dust? Signed, about to call the sheriff for pickup. Bye, y'all.
All right. I see what you're talking about. I smell what you're cooking, Big Jack. Absolutely. Absolutely drop that full. And yes. Yes. Absolutely. Why is it all of a sudden I'm choppy? I think something's going on with my internet. Anyway. Okay, at least we're still going. I'm just going to keep going. There we go. Caught up. Let's go here. Now, baby, let me go ahead and tell you something that your spirit already knows, but your patience has been too exhausted to admit. Okay, this man is not on a gravel road. Honey, he is the gravel. He's the dust. He's the potholes. He's the loose rocks, the entire construction zone of chaos that just keeps getting shut down because somebody forgot to bring the equipment. Hello. He is living embodiment of a detour sign. Okay. And you know what happens when you follow the detours too long. You end up circling the same block of foolishness, wondering how the hell you got there. Now, let's start with basics, okay? Any man who eats your snacks faster than he eats his responsibilities is not a partner. He's a dependent, okay? You didn't date a boyfriend. You accidentally adopted a grown child and gave him adult privileges. Okay, a man who will consume a whole bag of chips like he's testing a vacuum cleaner, but he can't consume a job application without getting tired. That's not a man with a dream, honey. That's a man with a fantasy, and fantasies don't pay rent. No. Now, let's talk about that dream job he keeps mentioning. Baby girl, that dream job sounds suspiciously like he wants the benefits of success without the inconvenience of doing anything. Flexible hours, that means he wakes up whenever the spirit moves him. No. Creative freedom, that means he wants to do what he wants when he wants without consequences. No mandatory attendance. Baby girl. Baby girl. That's called Tuesday on the couch, okay? No. This man is not an entrepreneur. He's The only business he runs is a nonprofit organization called He Won't Work Inc. And it thrives entirely on your resources. He wants to be a YouTuber, right? Oh, now there's some comic relief, Big Jack. Exactly, though. You're right. That's can be their excuse, you know? You know what? But don't even get me started on the car situation here, okay? Mm-mm. This man took your vehicle, burned through the gas, returned it looking like it survived a demolition derby, and then had the nerve to show you a Taco Bell receipt that was a trophy, like it was a trophy, you know? He didn't even bring you one cinnamon twist. Not one cinnamon twist, girl. Not a crumb, not a kernel, not a sympathy nacho. The dent? Ooh, the empty tank, the boldness. Baby girl, that wasn't an errand. That was a field trip. And the fact that he said you should be grateful he came back. I'm so trying to be nice. This is YouTube. Mm-mm-mm. Look, that tells me he thinks the prize is him. Sir, the only prize you win is a restraining order if you ever talk like that again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. Mm. I don't ever think a woman should put herself in a man's position. And if she does, I fully expect, if it were me, I fully expect to get hit like a man. But let me tell you something. I'd knock his lights out. Texas, I'm sorry. But let's unpack that emotionally shutting down threat too, okay, honey? Because how is he going to shut down something that was never powered on to begin with? That man's emotional Wi-Fi has been disconnected since childhood. You cannot lose what you never had, okay? He was not offering you depth. He was offering you a buffering screen. Tell me I'm wrong. Here's the truth. You need to breathe in deeply. Men like this don't grow, don't evolve, don't suddenly wake up with sense. Okay, honey? They nap, they snack, they drain. They drain your time, energy, pantry, car, peace, sanity, anything else within arm's reach. They will take until you have nothing left but a police report and a therapy bill. You don't want that bill. Mm-mm. You aren't being harsh. You're not being dramatic. You aren't being unreasonable. You're being wide awake while that man's asleep at the wheel. No, honey. No, no. Let me tell you something else. Okay. The moment you remove him from your home, you are going to feel the oxygen return to the room. That's dead weight, baby. The silence will sound like freedom. Your snacks will last longer and taste better. Watch and see. Your gas tank, it'll stop crying for help. Your couch cushions will rise again like Jesus on the third day. And your nervous system will finally stop living in fight or flight. Okay? You don't need space to think. You need distance to heal. And the sheriff, baby, he should have been on speed dial 2 paragraphs ago. Maybe you should call him to see if he's single. Kick up the gravel, dust off your shoulders, honey, and walk away like the queen of the road that you are. The only thing that you're losing here is weight. Okay? So, get rid of it. You don't need that mess, do you? Seriously, do you? Y'all, I don't think so. And y'all are all right about that stuff. Honey, get rid of him. You don't need him. You certainly do not need him. Oh my goodness. You know what? And if he can't understand why you do not need him, that is the exact reason that you should let him go. Bye. You're much better than that. You're way better than that. I'm telling you. Now, y'all, I'm going to wrap this up pretty quick because I do have baby butt this weekend. And, well, she's a joy. And I know it's Monday, but we have a 4-day weekend in this house this time. So, before I wrap it up, petty extravaganza, let me slide in a few little updates because BBTV doesn't just run on petty. No. That's just Mondays. It runs on momentum. And this whole universe we're building, me and Big Jack, and Walt and Davina, it spins a little faster every single day. And this whole universe, it's just becoming so spectacular. I feel like, we are going nowhere but up. So first things first, if you're new here or the algorithm threw you at me like a spiritual suggestion, welcome to BBTV and welcome to AskABee. Go on ahead and hit that like and subscribe. Drop a comment, please. Even if it's just B, I'm weak, do it. Everything you do here helps push the show wider, faster, louder, and that's how this hive grows too. Now, do not forget the Iron Sharpening Iron universe, okay? That is our flagship Big Brother show over on Big Jack's channel, part of the same family, same universe, same mission, encouragement, growth, laughter, and real conversations without turning it into a lecture, okay? We're having conversations. We're not trying to teach anybody anything. We're just trying to grow and glow. If you want a show where grown folks talk like grown folks, not yelling, not preaching, just telling the truth in a way people can actually hear it, Iron Sharpening Iron is where you need to be. We have so many beautiful spinoffs with so many different subjects and different people that Iron Sharpening Iron Universe and BBT are connected at the hip, okay? And supporting one supports the other. We sharpen each other. We lift each other. And we're building this universe side by side. Next, the Ladies' Diary returns. December 3rd, y'all. And Miss Poetic Tears is going to be there with me. Yay! I'm so excited. December 3rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's our first holiday season sit down. And those episodes, they always bring the good conversation, the honesty, the sister talk, and the kind of perspectives you don't hear anywhere else. Mark it, save it, set a reminder, because you know what? That one is going to move people. It really is. And if you're catching today's replay, everything we do, AskABee, Petty Mondays, we're going to have Truth Teller Tuesdays, all the BBTV lives, the Iron Sharpening Iron Universe shows, they all work together. You can find every show, every loop, every long form right on the channel homepage. We're building something that looks like a network because, baby, that's exactly what it is. Lastly, if you've got a petty tale, a bless your heart moment, a gravel road disaster, or a situation so ridiculous that you need a witness, email your letters in, please, to any of the shows. We have 3 different addresses there in our ticker that you can use. If it made you roll, if it made you roll your eyes or question humanity, and then, yes, it belongs here. All right. So, that, my honeybees, is where we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for the Petty Monday, Look, go the other way, Charlene. There you go. B. AskABee. Monday, Petty Monday. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're still here with me after all that foolishness we unpacked today, then congratulations. Your spirit is stronger than mine and was in that express lane. Okay. Petty Monday is all about laughing at the chaos life throws your way, shaking off the nonsense and reminding ourselves that sometimes the only difference between screaming and laughing is volume. Before I let you go, though, hear me when I say this, okay? Every Monday, it won't be messy, but life will always give you a little material. And listen, instead of letting it drain you, we're learning to take it, flip it, and turn it into something we can laugh about. That's the whole point of this show, to lighten your load while we roast the ridiculous, okay? So now tomorrow we switch gears again. Truth Teller Tuesday. It's not petty, okay? It's powerful. It's the day we dig a little deeper, tell the truth a little louder, and cut through the fluff that, it keeps people stuck. Mondays, we laugh at the mess. Tuesdays, we deal with it. If Petty Monday is the giggle, Truth Teller Tuesday is the clarity. So make sure you're back here with me, same time tomorrow, 12 noon Central, 1 o'clock Eastern. Truth Teller Tuesday is the clarity. So make sure you're back here with me, okay? Same time, same hive, because tomorrow we're talking straight, we're talking real, and we're talking like grown folks do who are ready to stop repeating the same old cycles. And I'll keep it honest, I'll keep it kind, and I'll keep it a little bit Texan because that's just who I am. Until then, y'all hit that like button for me, drop a comment so the algorithm knows we're alive, and share today's replay with someone who would have thrown that ham right out of that man's cart. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I will see y'all tomorrow for Truth Teller Tuesday.
How you like that?